Greetings, YouTube. Yesterday, Governor Lynch signed the same-sex marriage bill into law in New Hampshire. And for that, I'm thankful. This makes me extremely happy. At one time, New Hampshire was considered a very conservative state. I mean, after all, we did carry Buchanan. But in the past few years, things have changed. The state went Kerry in 2004, and we helped elect Obama in 2008. So the state is swinging into a new, more liberal state of mind, and for that I'm thankful. And it appears that people in New Hampshire have finally taken the idea, their state motto of live free or die, to heart, and decided that all people should have equal marriage rights, regardless of their sexual orientation. But during this debate, I've heard 2 points brought up by Republican politicians that I thought were a little strange. The first dealt with students in school. According to these Republican conservative politicians, that if this bill became law, which it did, students would be taught that men can marry men and women can marry women. Now, I went to public school in New Hampshire for 10 of my 13 years of education between kindergarten and 12th grade, and I have no memory of a teacher ever teaching me anything about marriage. So I think it's a fairly lame point. But aren't schools about teaching children facts? And if this became law, which it did, then men can marry men, women can marry women, and that's just the way it is. You may not like it, but it's a fact. And so I guess if it has to be taught, it should. The other point were babies. I heard again and again from all kinds of bigots, the full spectrum of conservative, from the mild to the frothing extremists, that if two men get married or 2 women get married, there won't be any children. This confuses me. I've applied for 2 marriage licenses in my life, and on neither marriage license was there any question about whether I or my bride-to-be were fertile, or whether we had decided we were going to or not going to have children. I was not questioned about this. It did not come up in the conversation, nor on the form. So I fail to see how having babies is a requirement for marriage. The other thing I never quite figured out is these conservatives seem to be ignoring the fact that lesbians can have babies. In fact, if you think about it, a lesbian couple can have more babies than a heterosexual couple, because both of the partners can carry children. So if they decided to pull a Duggar family kind of thing, they could have 36 kids instead of 18. Wouldn't that be wonderful? No, not really. But, you know, lesbians can have kids, men can adopt. And I know a male couple down in Massachusetts who adopted a child from China. I believe she's 16 or 17 now and quite well adjusted and very bright. And they've adopted her both in the U.S. courts and through the UN, so there's no question that she is their daughter. But I think it's strange to think that children are considered a key component of being married. Because I don't have any kids. I'm not going to have any kids. My ex-wife doesn't have any kids. But you know, we were married and we enjoyed it. And I am married and I'm enjoying it. And part of my celebration today, I've decided to write to the National Organization for Marriage, an organization founded on bigotry. And this is what I'm going to send to them. I quote, "It appears that bigotry and prejudice failed to take the day in New Hampshire. I hope your organization becomes an embarrassing footnote on the pathway to equality for all Americans. Live free or die." I have never been happier or more proud to say those words.